see how this works today. Last night's was pretty good, guys. I thank everybody for joining me last night on my daily live stream. Well, technically, you can't call it a daily live stream if you don't do it every day, and I haven't done it in a while. So here, let me gotta get this all. I'm in my podcast, my PT Cruiser podcast studios today, and I hope everything's good. The bugs are extremely bad tonight. Gotta make sure you can see everything. Hold on, let me get that out of the way. What's up, Pro Trader Matt? How are you? Here, let me turn the car off so you guys can hear me better. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. Hope everybody is dealing with this whole pandemic thing right now as well as they can. Mike Draper. Hey, Mike. Thanks for joining me tonight. If you get a chance, it helped me out. You know, it's always good. It's always better to have a lot of people live. It's better to have a lot of people live. But what's great about these live streams is once I'm done, it'll be uploaded and you can watch it at a later date. But if you could go on your social media right now and let people know, share it, tell people to check out my live stream, join me right now. Hope you guys are liking this. I want all my content, my podcasts, and my YouTube channel to be interactive as hell. I want it to be the most interactive content on the internet. What's up, Call-In Show? Thanks for joining me. I want it to be the most interactive content. So if there's anything you'd like to see, tell me if I suck. Tell me what I'm doing wrong with my podcast or my YouTube channel. Tell me what I'm doing great. Tell me what you like so I can do more of that. You can contact me on any of my social media. Just search Tuddle with two D's, Tuddle. Or you can just email me, tuddle@gmail.com. But yeah, I want to do a show. I'm not one of those stereotypical radio host that's going to do it his way. I want this show to be for the listeners, the supporters. I do it for you guys. I don't do it for myself. I just want to entertain you guys. So email me, tuddle@gmail.com. Any suggestions? I'll do it. I'll try anything right now. I'm hustling. I'm trying to do every fucking podcast that I can right now. I'm trying to do every podcast. Hint, Saturday is cleaning day. Yeah. What's up, Dave B? Thanks, man. I'm glad you're hanging out with me. While I'm here, let me get the plugs out of the way. Share it on Twitter again. Thanks, Daniel. Daniel, I appreciate it. Check out my podcast. If you've not checked out my podcast, I am really excited about this. You know, I've talked about this personally in my life. I've never been better personally right now. Well, I'm not going to say better. I was pretty happy when I was married. But this is the happiest I've ever been. Professionally, it could be better, but like I've got the bug again. And, you know, I was one of those radio guys that used to, you know, talk shit about people that did podcasts. And me doing this podcast for the last month and a half, I'm not making a lot of money off of, but I mean, I don't have a lot of expenses right now. So I don't need a lot of money. And doing this podcast has helped me become a better broadcaster. I'm having to host, set myself up, tell jokes. Pro Trader Matt, I try to catch up on the podcast on the weekends. Anytime you listen to it, man. That's a great thing about podcasts. It's all on demand. Oh, hey. What's up, guys? Email me, please. Call-In show, Bentley and Bella. Email me, tuddle@gmail.com. Like to hit me up. I'd like to catch up. But this podcast, it's helped me become a better broadcaster. It's gotten me back to my roots of editing because, you know, the first couple of years of my radio career, I did nothing but editing. So I'm having to do a lot of editing, and it's fun. I'm having a great time doing the podcast, and what's great is that it's allowing me to help out my parents right now. I talked about this on yesterday's live stream. You know, my parents, they have those secondary issues that would make them vulnerable to the coronavirus. My dad has diabetes, and that's one of the worst things from what I've read that you can have and catch the coronavirus. And my mom is in remission from cancer, but her immune system is still fucked up from all the chemo. So Yeah, neither one of them can't afford to do it. So I've been doing all the chores and running and picking up stuff for them. And I go to the store a couple of days a week and I sanitize everything and leave it outside for a couple of hours. You know, not the frozen shit, but like the canned foods and the packaged stuff. I spray that shit down like a motherfucker with Lysol, let it air out before I bring it in. Yeah, I'm probably being too careful. I know I'm probably being too careful, but you know, can like be down on myself if I brought home the fucking virus and it killed my parents. That would be something heavy to carry on your shoulders for the rest of your life, even though it's not your fault. But back to my podcast, please. Like I said, I'm not on the radio anymore, and I don't have a way to promote my content. I started out by doing my YouTube channel, and that's kind of morphed into different things. And I started the podcast, and I'm just trying to put out as much content as I can to build something. I still want to be on the radio. That's my goal, to get back on the radio. But this podcast, if I could build it into something, it's a pretty decent. I mean, it's not a very profitable fallback plan, but it can keep you afloat while you're trying to find another radio job. So I think it's important. I think this is a good thing for me doing this podcast. But please help me spread the word. My podcast, I'm trying to get it on as many platforms as I can. Here, let me lean back, see if you can see me better if I lean back. Hold on. Still a little bit of shadow, but you can see me better. So I'm trying to do the podcast, and I can't promote it as much. So this podcast can only grow if you guys help me out. If you're a fan of the show, you know, I've been giving out my PayPal account. And I know times are tough, and a lot of people are holding on to their money. So anything you can donate on my PayPal, paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio. All my content is going to be free. But, yeah, I mean, I want to be on Cluster Up, but I'm on the other side of the state, man. And I am trying to be careful and keep my parents safe. So maybe when this blows over and I'm saving up money, so I will be able to afford to go over. So after this is done, yeah, I mean, I'll hit up Manson. He's asked me a lot, and I hope he's not offended or thinking that I don't want to do it. I want to do it. It's just I can't get over there, and the money's been the problem, and I haven't been upkeeping on the maintenance on my car. So I have all intentions of doing Cluster F. But back to my PayPal thing. If you don't want to donate and you want to help me out, if you do not want to donate and help me out, you can help me out, and it's not going to cost you anything. I don't care if you tell your family, your daughters, your sisters. Maybe your kids will fucking tell their friends, and it might spread. I'll take the fucking tweens. I'll take tween subscribers all day. But tell whoever you can. Your neighbors, your friends. If you got social media, if you're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, any of those, just copy my link. Tell people about my podcast, because you can now find it on the newest edition is the TuneIn radio app. And the reason I wanted to get on TuneIn is because a lot of the Bubba Army, because Bubba, a lot of people don't think about this, is that Bubba has a national audience because people followed him after he left Sirius. And they started using TuneIn. I know a lot of the truckers use TuneIn. See, that's the thing about doing this in my car, is that every so often the lights will go off in my car. So I got to crank it up every once in a while so the light will turn back on. There's a little bit of a delay there. Fuck. Hold on. I got to be careful here. I was doing my podcast the other day, guys. No fucking lie. And I usually I get a camera for everything because I want to document everything. But I'm in the middle of recording my podcast late one night, and a sheriff's officer comes up and goes, so even though I'm white, the first thing when I see a cop, you do not make sudden movements. You don't make sudden movements. So I wasn't going to go, well, I already have my phone in my hand because I record it that way, but I wasn't going to make any sudden movements to try to record because that's how people get shot. That is how motherfuckers get shot. So my hands went directly on the steering wheel while I was, in my car because I don't want to give anybody a reason. Like I said, I'm white. I will put my hands on the steering wheel either way because I don't want to give them a reason to shoot me. So, but they were cool. They were really, really good. I got to tell you what Sheriff Mike Chitwood, I've always been a fan of him. I met him probably 2013, 2014 when he was still the police chief for Daytona Beach, and he was helping us out when I worked with the Monsters for Kicks for Guns. And I met him. He's a great guy, man. If you like Grady Judd, you'll like Sheriff Mike Chitwood. And I think I'm a bigger fan of Chitwood than I am Grady Judd. I know it's going to give me some heat, but Chitwood's great. Check him out. Google him. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood. You'll fall in love with him. He's doing a great job, and his officers are always respectful. He just wanted to check it out because, you know, I'm just a random guy sitting in a car and behind a trailer recording my podcast, and he was just checking it out. So I wasn't mad at him. He was cool. I didn't have my ID on me, and I told him I'd go inside and get my ID, but he didn't even need that. He was really, really cool. But so I've been doing this podcast, and if you could help people learn about it, tell your friends. I'm getting sidetracked. My fucking ADHD is fucking flaring up big time tonight. But tell your friends, because I can be found on TuneIn Radio now. I can be found on iTunes Podcast. I can be found on Spotify and iHeartRadio. Who would have thought it? I've worked most of my radio career with Clear Channel, which is now iHeartRadio. Who would have thought? I'm doing a podcast now, and I'm back on iHeartRadio. So they just can't get rid of me. They really, really can't get rid of me. But help share it. Just search the Tuddle Podcast, and it's on a lot of platforms. And if you don't want to use any of those apps, you can go directly to the hosting page, and that is Tuddle with two D's, Tuddle.podomatic.com. If you don't want to use any of those apps. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, I'm watching myself. I'm watching me watch me. If you have any questions, ask me anything. I'll fucking answer it to the best of my ability. So just type away. I will try to answer any question. I'm not trying to get heat with anybody. I'm trying to mend all the bridges that I've burnt through my radio career like a fucking idiot. Because, you know, if I would have known back in the day, hey, you don't burn a bridge because you might one day work for those people again. And case in point, I learned that because I've been with Bubba 3 or 4 times. But any questions, you know, just put it right there in the chat room, and I'll answer it. T-Bone, I'm doing good, man. Like I said, everything's good. I'm working out a lot. This is the first time in my life that my addictive personality is paying off. It's doing something positive because I'm eating healthy now. I'm eating really, really. Here, I'll give you an example of what my diet was today. 4 egg whites, scrambled. I don't use any oil or anything. I season very heavily. So I eat that for breakfast. And then about 1:30, I had 1 chicken breast, skinless. And I cook that on the grill. I cook a lot of them on the grill. So I'm eating a lot of high protein. I eat vegetables and shit like that. And I was like, well, you know, just on that, you're not getting all the vitamins you need. No, I take a daily vitamin to make up for all that. But I'm eating healthy. I'm running. I'm not running as much as I was. I was up to almost 3 miles a day when I was running. And now, and then I just was doing too much because I hadn't worked out in a while because I treated my body like a fucking garbage bin right after my divorce until about 10 months ago. And I didn't give a fuck. I ate whatever I wanted to. I drank heavily and was on all those fucking crazy meds. Mike Draper, what's your opinion on China getting infected again? It's going to happen. I mean, it's not blown up already with the new infections, but they opened up things a little bit, and I'm hearing that they're already starting to have increasing daily cases. Yeah, I still have the jut, Harry. Thanks, man. Can't get away from some bullshit. Still got the jut. Yeah. I don't even know how you can see the jut. There's a shadow on my jaw right now. You're just being a fucking dick, Harry. Just admit it, Harry. You're being a dick. Can't even see my goddamn jaw. There's a shadow on my jaw. because I'm monitoring this right now, so fuck you. I've already lost my train of thought. Fuck. Oh, China. Yes, China. Yeah, it's going to blow up again. That's the thing about this. Until we have a vaccine, and this virus is not as deadly as other pandemics we've had in the past. But the thing about this fucking virus is why it's such a goddamn problem is that it spreads so fucking easily. It's just annoying. It's like a bad case of fleas that can kill a person. But no, I see it. But no, I see it. Yes, yeah. Now, did you mean no, like I know in my mind, I know the knowledge, or did you mean no, I see it? Because that could work either way. You said I admit it, but no, Know, I see it. Thanks. Yeah, I see it. But now I see it. Okay, all right, Harry. All right, man. I'm sorry, man. Fuck. My OCDs. The only drug that I'm on is still my very low dosage of Adderall and THC. That's the only substances that I'm on. But back to what I was saying before China. Yes, it's going to blow up again. Until we get a vaccine, this shit's going to be happening in waves. And that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to, I mean, there's a fine balance. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. The way that I feel about this virus, I look at it this way. Yes, we need to get back to work because the economy is suffering and the unemployment is horrible. But would you rather go longer and kind of fucking like get those numbers real low and make sure that we're in the clear, or open up too early and yeah, it'll be good for a month and a half, 2 months, and then the shit explodes all over again, and then we're back in the same fucking quagmire that we were before. So it's either, do you want to go for the long run at the beginning or, shorten it up now? It's kind of like short pitting in NASCAR. You pit a little bit earlier right now to get those fresher tires. Yes, you're gonna run good for the next 15 to 20 laps and catch up to the people on old tires, but it's gonna eventually level out and we're gonna be back in the same fucking predicament that we were before. And I'm not even I am a big NASCAR fan. The fucking lights again. God damn it with the lights. It's actually pretty cool. You can still see my face from the light of... I'm using my dad's cell phone to monitor the chat. Here, let me get the light back on. I'm actually sweating a little bit. The reason why I'm in my makeshift PT Cruiser studio tonight is because this is the first night that the fucking bugs are back. How do you think the virus started? All right, I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, and I don't believe that it was man-made. I really don't, because these motherfuckers will eat anything that has a fucking beating heart over there. It's fucking amazing what the Chinese will fucking eat. It's crazy. And there's a lot of great Chinese people. I don't want people to think I'm fucking being anti-China. I'm not. I'm pro-America. But these fucking... It's amazing. It's fucking crazy. Now, I don't think it was man-made, but this is my theory. I don't have any facts to back it up, but this is, I got high one night and thought about this, okay? I think that China is just as competitive and wants to be on top just like us as Americans do. And they knew, they were looking around, they're like, fuck, this is getting really bad. This corona thing might fuck us. We might have to shut things down and our economy is going to get bad. What can we do to level the playing field? This is what China did. They went to Wuhan or wherever the place went to, or where it started, and they were like, hey, anybody want to make a quick buck? We'll pay you, we'll get you back here, but we are willing to pay you, buy your plane ticket. We want you to go to fucking Disney World. We want you to go sightseeing in the United States of America. So that's my theory. I would not put it past China to be fucking cocksuckers and go to some of their citizens and say, hey, you know what? We're really screwed right now, but we'll pay you to go to the United States and just be a sightseer. Tour everything. See the Grand Canyon, go to the Vegas Strip, see the Space Needle, go see the Sears Tower, go see the new, the Freedom Tower, go see the 9/11 Memorial, go see all that. Hug and meet, shake hands with as many people as you can. And I wouldn't be shocked if China did something like that. I don't think it was man-made. I just think that they knew that they were fucked. And they're like, what can we do to make this not hurt as bad as it's going to? And they're like, well, we can make sure that everybody's fucked. Harry Descender. There was only like 5 of us. We should Zoom. Fuck you. I'm seeing 17 in my chat room, Harry. You're just being a dick. I don't know if you're a fan and you're just trying to bust balls because that's the type of radio you're used to. What's up, David Rivera? Welcome, man. Mike Draper, I mean, I don't have any facts to back up my China, the government of China sending their citizens here just to fuck us because they knew they were going to be fucked. Hey, Bluegill McGillicuddy, what up, man? Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Bluegill, if you haven't checked out my podcast yet, I'm available on iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iTunes Podcasts. Just search the Tuddle Podcast. You can find it. But yeah, that's my theory on China. I don't think it was man-made. I think it's because they ate fucking every goddamn thing that had a pulse over there. And that's why we're in the predicament that we are. Thank you, David. Hey, man, the podcast is growing, man. I know, like, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're stuck doing it for, you know, a certain amount of listeners and you used to be on the radio. Yeah, I have since your third go at it. And see, this is why I love the listeners, the people that listen to me or support me or just like to troll me. They're very creative. They're very creative because Bluegill McGillicuddy was just like, fuck you, Tuddle. I'm going to bust your balls and call you out for fucking being a procrastinator and starting something and stopping it and starting it and stopping it. Love you, Bluegill. But, yeah, that's my theory on China. And, you know, the other thing that I've been talking about on my podcast, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, is that the amount of parents... Listen, I've never been a parent in my life. I don't plan on having kids. I mean, I would like it, but it's a little too late for me right now. I don't think it's fair in my 40s. If I had a kid right now, by the time they were getting out of high school, I'd be... What up, James Turner? How's Virginia? I'd be in my fucking 60s by the time my kid graduated. And I think that's not cool. It's not fair to your kids. But I agree. I think kids need discipline. I think kids, I'm okay with spanking to a point. I think you can overdo it when it gets into child abuse. I think you can be tough with your kids and say some fucked up shit to them. But what up, AT&T Auto? Where I have a problem with what they're doing now, this trend, and that's the thing about it, is that this is the society that we're in right now, guys, that people, they'll see something on social media and they'll see it go viral and be like, I'm going to do another video like that because I got to be famous. And they'll do it. But it's disturbing the amount of parents that are shaming their kids on live streams. And not just the parents' live streams. They're basically hijacking their kids' live streams to I've already tried fish and T-bone. It's kind of dead right now, and the bugs were too bad, and it's not worth it. But these parents shaming their kids and saying the things that they would say to their kids, what they should be doing behind closed doors, they're doing it and embarrassing them. And I think that these parents are not thinking about what this is doing to these kids because, you know, when I grew up, we didn't have social media, so shit didn't get around. Now, when you do this dumb shit to your kids, now all their friends, their classmates, everybody knows all your business now. Like, for example, I played some audio on a podcast 2 days ago about a mother that caught her daughter, you know, being sexual with a boy on Facebook Live. Or even on, you can say whatever the fuck you want to your kids behind closed doors. And show them tough love, because sometimes kids need tough love. I know I need it. Like I said, I've never been a parent, so I'm only going by what I've experienced as a kid. And And I needed to be fucking, I had some tough love every once in a while. I needed it. I really, really fucking needed it. But for you to do it for everybody to see is like, man, you're opening up your kids, your children for such fucking ridicule, because that shit's never going to go away. It's not going to go away. And what happens if your kid gets depressed and down and gets picked on and decides to kill himself? You're going to feel real shitty that you were trying to put your kids on blast. Now, some of these parents probably are trying to, like, hey, I'm going to embarrass my kid. Hopefully this will make them change their mind and it'll help. But there is a percentage of these parents that are selfish and they want to become famous on social media. And they're like, fuck, this is going to go viral. And I'm going to fucking embarrass my kid. I don't know about you guys, but if I grew up in the day and age of social media, I would rather take the worst fucking ass whipping. I would rather take the worst ass whipping from my dad. And he was pretty heavy-handed when it came to the belt. I'd rather take that beating from my dad than for them to put my personal stuff on blast on social media. See ya, T-Bone. Thank you, man. I appreciate you hanging out. I'd rather have them beat the shit out of me instead of have them embarrass me like that. Because the pain goes away pretty much in an hour or so. An hour at minimum. And I'd rather have that. And, you know, maybe it's because I was a pussy growing up and I was a mama's boy. But I'd rather take the ass whipping than my parents giving me a fucking talking to and telling me that they were disappointed in me. I'd rather have them I'd rather have the physical, I'd rather take a beating. I'd rather fucking have child abuse instead of have my parents, you know, blow up my spot on social media or fucking beat the shit out of me. I'd rather have that. I'm trying to think of, you know, with my podcast, I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get away from doing coronavirus related stuff because I like doing, my preference is to do fun radio and get people's minds off of their problems, because I'm not saying life is all fucking dog shit, because it's not. But people got their problems, and when they're riding in their cars to the job that they most likely hate, I like doing fun radio and helping them get their minds off of their problems. Even if it's for a couple of minutes, it's well worth it. And I take pride in that. So that's why I try to find things. But right now, it's really, really difficult. Everything's coronavirus related. I'm trying to write down a lot of personal stuff that I can talk about. It's just really, really hard. It's really, see, guys, not drinking. I'm getting really dry. Doesn't help that I'm fucking smoking weed and it dries your shit out. I'm getting kind of lost. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight, and the lighting sucks. You know, when this whole pandemic fucking gets over with, I'm saving up my money from everything that people donate. And my dad's got this extra shed that he has nothing in. And I'm going to put up some insulation. Thank you, A&T Auto. I'm going to take that shed. I'm going to put up some insulation, and the money that I've been saving up from the podcast, I'm going to reinvest it, get a great mic. I want the video quality to be better. Mike Draper, I'm trying to stop drinking. I've been overdoing it. Listen, here, let me finish my story first. So all the money that I've been making from this podcast, I'm going to reinvest it so I can give you guys better quality, because I don't want to give you guys shitty quality. Because I think a lot of podcasters and stuff don't take pride in how their stuff sounds and how it looks. But I really have no choice right now. It's fucking driving me crazy that I'm doing my podcasts and video content inside a car with horrible lighting and bad audio. I think the audio is good for what it is right now. Thank you, A&T Auto. So, listen, in the next month or two when this whole shit blows over, my shit's going to be on point. My content is going to look way more professional. So, I'm doing it what I'm doing it right now. I'm banking on giving you good content with mediocre quality. So, just know, I take pride in my quality. It's going to get better, guys. I'm starting from the bottom. Now I'm here. God, that was corny as shit. I just quoted Drake. But my shit's gonna look better, guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. Just be patient. So I'm just trying to give you the best content that I can. Best funny, great polarizing content. And I can fucking, but my OCD is killing me when it comes to the quality of the audio and the video. Plus, I don't have Wi-Fi. And that's also something else I'm saving up for is Wi-Fi, because I'll be able to upload stuff and my streams will look way clearer. It'll look way better. You'll be able to see a big difference. Lights going out again. I know this is fucking Bush League type podcasting and YouTube shit, but you gotta admit, it's kind of fucking funny. It is really funny. It's funny when you think about it. It's funny. So that's the thing about it. I just want to do real shit. I want to be real and honest with you guys. But Mike Draper, if you need help if you're serious about stopping drinking, and listen, I don't want people to think since I stopped drinking that I'm trying to help everybody out. You're only going to stop drinking when you want to. I don't look down on people that drink. I get concerned and I try to give advice, but I don't try to get into it too deep. But I'm always open. If you guys have problems with drinking and you're trying to quit, you can always email me, tuddle@gmail.com. I'll give you my number. I'll fucking talk to you. But it's hard, man. It's fucking hard. It sucks. Because when you're drinking nonstop, you don't think you have a problem. Because you're happy and you're just fucking blinded. Your brain is a fucking amazing thing. It helps you out in so many ways, but your brain also motherfucks you. Your brain motherfucks you. It fucking hits you dry right in the fucking BH at sometimes. Pump Up, I love that. That was a fucking great movie. I didn't appreciate Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater until after I started working in radio. I had seen it before then, but yeah, I love it. But yeah, your brain fucking plays tricks on you when it comes to fucking addiction, because your body is so fucking used to that substance you're putting in there, okay? And your brain fucks you. It plays tricks on you. And you ruin relationships. Relationships that are trying to hold you accountable for your fucking substance abuse. And your brain fucking makes you think of excuses to push them away. It really does. And your brain does that. Like, my problem was, the first couple of weeks, it was all physical. I fucking craved it like a motherfucker to stop drinking. No, I did not see Dr. Sleep. But the physical was only a couple of weeks, and it sucked. But the worst part was the mental stuff. After that, at the time when I stopped drinking, I was hanging out at Colton's house. And during the day, me and Colton, after we get done with the show and get home, we just fucking hang out in the garage. Fucking hang out in the garage all day. And I just drink beers. And I don't know if my brain associated with just me sitting around and being bored, but when I was bored and not doing anything, I wanted to drink. I wanted to drink. So I know it's stupid and childish, but I know how my brain works. I have a very addictive personality, so I was like, you know what? I haven't played video games in a while. I'm going to get into video games. And I got addicted, overly addicted to Minecraft. I'm not anymore, but I played way too much Minecraft. But it helped me stop drinking. I was just trading one addiction for another. But I'm just ranting. Fuck. But this is what I wanted the stream to be. I wanted the stream, my daily live stream with my YouTube channel, just to be a random string of thoughts. Just me bullshitting and telling you what I've been doing with my podcast. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer your questions. I think I'm doing good, man. I think the high spot, I had like 20 people watching at one point. So it's getting better. My podcast is growing by, 4 or 5 listeners or subscribers a day. And that's good. Not making as much money as I was before the pandemic. But the most important thing is, try harder next time. Yep, Harry, you're a troll. That's it. Now you're just trying too hard. Harry, you're telling me to try harder. But you're just trying too hard, man, because this shit is just fucking like entry-level fucking troll shit you're throwing at me. And that's the thing about it. I used to let the trolls get to me, but now I have a different perspective, and I gotta fucking turn the car on. Hold on. I gotta turn the car on. I'm in Florida, it's humid as shit. Yeah. Mike Draper said, thank you, that makes sense. Right now, boredom is making me drink more because my job is shut down. Yeah, got to keep your brain busy because your brain, it helps you out a lot of times. But it also fucks with you, and it looks for reasons to fucking drink. And when you're bored and your mind's not doing something, it's like, fucking drink, you need to drink. But yeah, man, try harder, Harry. Fuck, come on, bring some good heat. I don't mind the heat. If I can bring it if it's good. Alright, guys. I need to get back inside. I don't even know. It's 10:11. Yeah, I gotta get inside. Gotta make sure that my dad gets to bed. He hasn't drank in a couple of days, and that's good. It's just his walking is fucking turned to shit. He's walking with a cane now. And I just like to make sure he gets to bed. So, guys, I appreciate all your support. Make sure you check out my podcast. Search The Tuddle Podcast. It's on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes Podcast, and TuneIn Radio app. Email me, tuddle@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, tell me what you like or what you hate about the content I'm putting out. Appreciate it. See you guys.